So today is just a mystery message. We'll see whatever your guides want you to know today, or whoever wants to come through. Group 1, your message for today. A big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Group 1, what do you need to know? Let's see, we've got the 5 of Cups here. The 2 of Cups, okay. The Queen of Wands. And some of you go through a breakup. Let's see. The 2 of Swords. The 8 of Wands. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, this is sweet. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to address all possibilities here, just because I know all of you have different situations. But with this 5 of Cups next to the 2 of Cups, sometimes this can talk about, you know, we had hoped that a connection was going to go somewhere. We were really excited about it. And then for whatever reason, they ghosted you, they ended it, they don't want to see you anymore, or you don't want to see them because they didn't turn out to be the person that you thought that they were, something like that. And so it's showing like you having to make a decision, you having to let go of the situation, walk away from it, accept it for what it is, without, you know, getting so upset and so, you know, disappointed that you close yourself off, because in this moment, you are this Queen of Wands, you know, regardless of your gender. The Queen of Wands is someone who is very attractive, very confident, someone that people are just drawn to, a very warm character, right? But she's powerful. You know, it's like she's warm and people are drawn to fire, right? Even though it's something that could burn and hurt us, we're drawn to that warmth, right? We're drawn to the light. And that's the Queen of Wands. And so never underestimate her power, right? Like as attractive as she is, don't underestimate her power. And so it's like just when you think things are just awful, the 5 of Cups, things get really, really good. And so that could be you having a situationship like that doesn't pan out, and then you know, as that leaves your life or as you walk away from it, that's when you have a soulmate level connection come into your life. That's when you have the right person that you've been wanting, who's going to respect you as this Queen of Wands, again, regardless of your gender. Or, you know, if you've been wanting to attract a Queen of Wands type of person, this could be that as well. But yes. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship and things have been, you know, maybe a little bit rocky, you know, maybe you've been arguing a lot or something like that, there's been conflict, this is showing that there's going to be improvement. And to not, it's almost like it's saying pick your battles. Like, don't get so fixated on these like petty disagreements or misunderstandings or miscommunication. Like, don't let this fear of conflict overshadow the love. Okay? Because just because there's conflict or miscommunication doesn't mean that you're incompatible. It just means that y'all are both human and you have stuff to work through. You know, like, a miscommunication is going to happen. And I think sometimes it's meant to happen. I think sometimes conflict is meant to happen in romantic partnerships to teach us how to grow, you know, so we don't stay stuck. You know, like we are meant to be with people who help us grow, to challenge us in some ways. And, you know, just because it's a soulmate connection doesn't mean you're always going to get along, you know, doesn't mean that everything is always sunshine and roses, because that's just not, you know, true to how life is. And so just because there's conflict doesn't mean that this isn't your person. Okay. All right. And so if things have been feeling bad with that 8 of Wands, things are going to get really good really quick. We have prosperity and abundance. Yeah, you know, like if there's been conflict, don't sweat it. You know, if there's been, you know, some instability, don't sweat it. You're gonna have time to enjoy each other's company. You're gonna have time to spend quality time together. And, you know, like I said, if you were single and you had a situationship end, enjoy this sort of little break in between, because that soulmate is coming in. So just enjoy your own company until that new person comes in, because when they come in, it's going to develop really quickly. With the Lovers being next to the Eight of Wands, it's going to develop really quickly. What I mean by that is maybe you won't be dating for very long before you decide it's going to be a committed relationship. I want to get one more card for you all. Fire magic, yeah. I must have some Leo, Aries, Sagittarius people watching. And it's funny. I feel like it's your own. It's funny because I didn't mean to take this little booklet out, but it says own your magic. I feel like that's what Spirit is encouraging you to do. Like, please recognize the magic in your own charisma, because you guys are very charming, whether, you know, you realize it or not. Please understand the power of your own confidence, the power of your own warmth and kindness and sweetness, and just your creative energy. I think y'all are maybe a little bit quirky too. I just feel like people are really drawn to you because you're really unique and authentic. And you know, when you have that kind of charm, or you're a really naturally funny person, you know, these qualities that I associate with, you know, this fire sign energy that we're seeing here, that has power. That has power. That has power to resolve conflict. That has power to attract the right person into your life. You have power. And so use that for good. Use your own powers. Because you have a very likable personality, group one. You really do. Okay. Just get some final messages for you here with the cat guardians. Here we go. We have Homegirl Hattie and we have Magical Molly. This is so funny. We were just talking about owning your own magic, right? Yeah, you're magical. You're magical. There's something like almost like fairy dust about your personality. There's just something that is very, I don't know, almost endearing to you. You know, something about you that pulls people in. And so, you know, like if you're single and you are resonating with that initial message, if someone can't see your value, or someone doesn't appreciate you for whatever reason, if someone can't see how, you know, special, unique you are, you know, that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. You know, so don't let, you know, any situation that you were hoping would lead to something more, you know, a situationship you were hoping would turn into a romantic partnership, don't let that discourage you or make you feel lesser than just because someone else can't see your value. And don't let that trick you into thinking that you're never going to meet your person, because you will very quickly. Very quickly. Okay? When they come into your life, they're going to come into your life full force. So enjoy your own company until then. You know, being alone doesn't have to feel lonely. And you're the Queen of Wands. You're a good time. All this fire sign energy, you're a good time. Enjoy your own company. Okay? And I will say, also, you know, if you're in a committed partnership and even having some conflict, or you just feel disconnected from one another, use like what drew you to that person. Use that. Remember why you fell in love with them. Remember why they fell in love with you. Remember the love, and remember that the conflict or the disagreements or the disconnection doesn't negate the love. It's just part of life. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes we go through rough cycles, but you work at it because you realize that they're worth it. You realize love is worth it. Connection is worth it. So you have the magic within you to transform the situation. Okay? And with homegirl Hattie here, I feel like Spirit is just hyping you up. Maybe you've been feeling a bit down about yourself, but I feel like Spirit is saying like, y'all are like best friend material. You know, so like you guys are such a good friend to everybody. Be a good friend to yourself. Be a good friend to yourself. You deserve it. You hype everybody else up. Hype yourself up. Remember who you are. Remember you're the Queen of Wands. Remember. Don't let anyone else make you forget who you are. All right, group 1, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Please take care. Okay, group 2, welcome to your reading. I filmed your entire reading and I don't know what happened, but it didn't save. So I'm sorry you're not going to be able to see me shuffle on camera, but I guess it will make your reading shorter. But anyway, I'm so sorry about that. I hate when that happens because I feel like, you know, you get all the messages out and then you want to make sure when you re-record, you repeat everything, you don't forget anything. But you know, everything happens for a reason, so maybe I'll deliver the messages better the second time around. But anyway, we have the Star card for you, we have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Sky or the 8 of Swords, we have the Earth Kitten, which is the Page of Pentacles, we have the Moon, and the 7 of Fire or the 7 of Wands. I am going to be checking periodically throughout this reading just to make sure everything is recording. So just going to go ahead and say I'm sorry for that, but I don't want, you know, to have to film it a third time. Okay, so the thing is, group 2, I feel like Spirit wants to acknowledge that things have been difficult, things have felt uncertain, things have felt really murky for you, and it is really hard to be in a space where you're having to rely so heavily on your faith and you don't know what's going to come next and you're just trying to trust the process. Spirit wants to acknowledge how difficult that is, how challenging it can be, especially if there's an area of your life where you were feeling really stuck and really stagnant and now you're feeling like you're having to start over from scratch. Maybe you had to walk away from something. Or it feels like every time you try to move forward, you're getting pushed back again and back again. And it feels like there's all of these challenges that keep arising, or you're having a string of bad luck. Spirit wants to acknowledge how difficult it's been for you and to really just give you some comfort, to give you some support, and to say it's all been for a purpose. And so what Spirit has been trying to do for you has been trying to make sure that the path that you're walking on is your path, and you're not going on any more detours. You're not getting off of your path anymore. You're not settling for less than what you deserve. You're not being bogged down by self-limiting beliefs that you're not good enough, or that you're not capable, or that you're not smart enough or talented enough. Like, Spirit doesn't want you to feel disempowered anymore. And so Spirit is redirecting you a lot. So if you're encountering a lot of no's or a lot of setbacks, it's Spirit trying to get you on the right path so you stay there, not to punish you. And so it's funny, like, through this process, Spirit is trying to get you to this star card. They're trying to get your wish fulfilled. You know, they're trying to help you. And with this 3 of Pentacles here, like, they see how special you are. They see your potential, and they want you to awaken to that. They want you to see that for yourself. They don't want you to feel like you're in this 8 of Swords. They want you to feel empowered. And so it's funny. It's like they're intervening a lot, but all of that divine intervention is weirdly trying to encourage you to feel more empowered to make your own decisions. So it's funny. It's like they're intervening, but they're doing so in a way to try to help you see your own power, to see that you shouldn't be settling for less. You shouldn't be dreaming so small. So if you're getting told no a lot, it's because you're meant for greater things, and they want you to see that. All right, and so then you got this Sky King and this Sky Queen. So this is the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And when this came out, I remember being like, oh, that's like confirmation, because I was starting to think that maybe there was a connection between your love life and your career, and your relationship with yourself, and your mental space, you know, not being bogged down by these limiting beliefs, you know, these narratives that we take on that, you know, we're not good enough, or, you know, other people can do that, but not me, or I'm not as lucky as other people, you know, the things that we take on. And we believe these false beliefs about ourselves as if they're true, as if they're facts, but they're not. It's just a self-limiting belief. And so, you know, with these 2 matching court cards coming out, I was like, okay, maybe your soulmate is going through this same process. And maybe this is meant to lead you to each other. This up-leveling, this understanding that you deserve better. Not just in love, but just in general, you deserve better. You're meant for greater things. Now, if you're not resonating with a love message, it could just be signifying that Spirit is trying to clear up your mental space, trying to help you release these self-limiting beliefs so you trust your own decision-making, okay? And I remember also when I filmed your reading the first time, I said, you know, Spirit wants you to trust yourself. Spirit wants you to learn how to trust yourself so they don't have to intervene so much. They want you to trust yourself and trust your own decision-making. And it's through this process of teaching you to unlearn those negative beliefs, those false narratives you're carrying around about yourself. Because if you learn how to trust yourself more, then you can have healthier relationships with other people, including your love life, because it's really hard to trust someone else when you don't even trust yourself. And it's really hard to trust that there's a divine plan when you don't even trust yourself, okay? And then you also got the Empress card. And I remember when this card came out, I was like, because the thing with the Empress is that she's a very empowered character. She's not just a court card, she's in the major arcana, she's the queen of all queens, right? And yet, as powerful as she is still in this place of surrender. She flows like water. She takes life as it comes. She trusts herself and she trusts the divine. She flows like water. She's in this divine feminine energy of receptivity. She believes her blessings will come to her. She believes her wishes will be fulfilled. She believes she's good enough to receive them. She knows that she's deserving. And so that's the space that you need to be in as well. And then you got transformation and change. And then you also got accept love. So when this card came out for you all, I was like, okay, this is confirming again what I was suspecting for a lot of you, that this was tied up in your love life. It's not going to be for all of you, but for a lot of you, it is tied up in your love life, that your career, your purpose is related to your love life. And when you start to know that you deserve better, start to understand that you can achieve more, start to understand your own power, start to trust in yourself and trust in the divine and a greater plan, and you don't get so defeated, that's when love will find you, because you'll be ready to receive it, because you'll believe that you deserve it. And I think also Spirit is trying to say here, accept our love. Even when it feels like tough love, accept our love. Even when we tell you, no, this opportunity isn't meant for you. No, it comes from a place of love. We don't take anything away from you. We don't deny anything to you without saying there's something better. We're not saying no to punish you. We're saying no because there's something better. We don't want you to settle. We don't believe you deserve to settle. Okay? And so a lot of this is teaching you to walk with faith, faith in the divine and faith in yourself, and understanding there is a connection between the two. You can't believe in the divine without first believing in yourself. You're connected. You're connected. You can't have one without the other. You are one with the universe, right? So if you believe in the universe, you better believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, you better believe in the divine, because there's a connection there. Okay? She's walking along this ledge and she's not looking down. She could so very easily fall, right? But she's not even looking down. She's not afraid, because she trusts herself. She trusts her own feet, and she trusts in the divine. She's walking in her faith, faith in herself and faith in the divine. She knows that she's going to be okay. And that's like the level of confidence that Spirit wants you to have in your life. That no matter what, I'm going to be okay, because I can handle it and the universe has my back. And then you guys also got energetic Ella here. And I remember discussing here how Spirit wants you to feel more playful. Spirit wants you to have more fun with life. Because when you're not so bogged down by self-limiting beliefs and anxiety and worry and fear, you're more lighthearted. And Spirit wants you to walk with a lighter heart. Okay? And Spirit wants you to enjoy the journey and not be so focused on the outcome, on the destination. Because when we focus too much on an outcome, we're always asking what's next. Every time we achieve a certain thing, we don't take a moment to enjoy it. We're always saying what's next. So for example, let's say you meet your soulmate and you fall in love. Instead of enjoying that time with that person, you're like, okay, when are we going to move in together? When are we going to, label this thing? When are we going to get engaged? When are we going to get married? When are we going to start a family? And so on and so forth. Instead of just enjoying the moment, being present in the moment, enjoying your time with that person. Or we start to do the same thing where, like, let's say we graduate college and we're so focused on, okay, when are we going to find a job? What are we going to do now? Are we going to go to grad school? What are we going to do? Instead of just being proud of ourselves for our accomplishment and enjoying that moment. And the thing is, society teaches us to ask what is next. Society pushes that on us. Because you better believe, like family and friends will be asking you, well, what are you going to do now? Like, you graduated, what are you going to do now? Instead of just taking some space and time to appreciate everything that you've accomplished and being proud of yourself, just giving yourself a moment. And we do the same thing to creative people too. Someone can win a Grammy, have, an award-winning album, and people will say, well, how are you going to top this on your next album? Aren't you worried that you'll never make anything as good as this? Or they'll say, you're never going to make an album that's going to top this. This is your peak. We do that to people. We do that to creative people. We say, this is amazing work, but you're never going to top it. How could you ever top this? You'll never create anything as good as this again. So then you're sitting there thinking, well, what's the point? If you don't have that mindset of just enjoying the process, you'll be so dependent upon external validation. You'll be so dependent upon external markers of achievement, instead of enjoying the process of creating an album, writing a novel, filming a movie. You'll be so focused on, how is it going to be received? Am I going to win any awards for this? Am I going to sell as many albums, right? Am I going to sell as many tickets? Am I going to sell as many books? How many, end of the year lists am I going to make? Am I going to be the Goodreads, choice of the year or whatever? Am I going to make the New York Times bestseller list? Instead of just enjoying the process. It's like we cheat ourselves out of our own joy because we're so worried about how something's going to be received, whether we're going to get that external validation. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to enjoy the process. So when you do have that wish fulfillment with that star card, when you do reach that pinnacle, Spirit doesn't want you to cheat yourself out of enjoying that moment. Enjoy it with the Earth Kitten. Enjoy the moment. Be proud of yourself. And don't let anyone else damper that. Don't let anyone ask you what is next. You sit there or stand there, whatever, and you soak up that moment, and you be proud of yourself, and you enjoy it. Don't let anyone ask you what's next. When are you getting married? What are you going to do for your next book, or whatever the wish fulfillment is? But don't let anybody ask you what's next. You enjoy that moment. And you know that that's not going to be your only pinnacle, okay? That's not going to be you're not going to peak and then that's the highlight of your life and everything else is crap. That's not how it's going to be. Don't cheat yourself. Don't let anyone else damper your parade. You maintain your own energy, protect your energy. Because when that wish fulfillment happens, Spirit wants you to relish it and to know that when that wish fulfillment happens, it's because of your own work. Even if we're talking about love, that still involves a lot of healing, right? A lot of self-work, a lot of self-development. So appreciate your own work and appreciate that you were blessed, by the grace of the divine, spirit, universe, whatever terminology you use. But also know that's not the only wish fulfillment you're going to have in your life. If that's possible, you can achieve more. But first, enjoy that moment. Enjoy it. All right, group 2. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I hope I did your reading justice. I feel like I was a lot more concise because I knew, all of the points that I wanted to hit. So hopefully it was okay with the fact that it was a refilm. But yeah, anyway, I'm wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in my next one. Please take care. Hi group 3, last but not least, welcome to your reading. So this is just going to be a mystery message, so we'll see what wants to come through, whether it's be love, career, self-development, whatever wants to come through. So no assigned topic. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. I am going to be checking my phone because group 2 stopped filming. It was so weird. It just stopped filming and then I had to refilm it. So I am going to check periodically to make sure we're still filming so I don't have to refilm, okay? Group 3. Okay, we've got the Earth Tom here, which is the Knight of Pentacles. It's so cute. The cat is saving the little kitten. Oh, wow. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 8 of Pentacles here. We have the Good Kitty, which is the Judgment card in this deck. We have the 10 of Wands. What are you going through, group 3? What are you going through? Because your bottom of the deck is also Strength. What are you going through? Okay. I'm sure all of you have different specific situations because this is a general reading. But I will say, wow. And it's so nice too when I'm called to use certain decks, because different decks will depict certain cards differently. And with this 8 of Pentacles here, typically the 8 of Pentacles shows someone working on a pentacle and they have all their other pentacles lined up. And here it's depicted like this cat leading this group of kittens, right? And it looks like it's nighttime and they're having to walk through some tall they're having to walk through some tall grass. And so, there could be some dangers lurking in this grass. There could be a snake in the grass that could hurt these kittens. So this big cat is leading all of these kittens through this dark night to safety, right? And the same thing here. This cat is helping this little kitten over this, trench here. And it's kind of like this repeating process of maybe not process, but a repeating theme here of being led to safety. Here things are very chaotic, right? Very scary. We have exploding fire and this cat looks so worried, right? And they're all running to safety. And so I feel like maybe you've encountered a really tough situation, or you've had someone in your life really hurt you. I mean, for some of you with this Sky Tom, maybe you had someone really harm you in some way, or you had to defend yourself, or you felt like you were in survival mode. This is what stray cats have to do, right? They have to go out there and they have to find their own food, and that's hard. Or they have to rely on the kindness of, people putting out food for them, but, they have to hunt. And so it's you've been in this kind of survival mode. And Spirit wants to acknowledge your own inner strength, but also to say, we've been watching over you this whole time. So Spirit wants to acknowledge that they've been watching over you this whole time. And even if you felt alone, even if you felt like you weren't sure how things were gonna go, even if you felt like you were being tested and tested and tested, or you didn't feel safe, you felt like there were people wishing badly upon you, or people, with negative intentions towards you, snakes in your circle. Spirit is saying you've always been divinely protected, even when it didn't feel like it. You've always been divinely protected, and we see what you're going through, and we see how you're handling this situation or multiple situations with grace. We see that, we recognize that, and you will receive good karma as a result of everything that you're going through. We understand the journey has been hard. We see that. We see that you've been hurt. We see that you have been tested, and we are going to reward that. With this good kitty card, we are going to reward that. You will reap what you've sown, because you've sown grace and positivity through really challenging situations. So let's just ask, like, what good karma is going to come as a result of all this? What's your good karma here? We've got the Two of Cups. So a healthy, loving, supportive connection, a soulmate connection, finding your tribe, soul family, healthy friendships, good people around you. Definitely an improvement in your love life if you're single, if you've had your heart broken a lot. I'm hearing that for some of you, this could also be healing of a parent wound. Spirit teaching you to reparent yourself if you have, a difficult or strained relationship, or a no contact, relationship, which is kind of a non-relationship if it's no contact, with your mother or your father or whoever was your primary caregiver. So I'm hearing healing family wounds as well for some of you. It's not going to resonate for everyone, but for some of you. It could also be healing an existing romantic connection if that resonates. That's a much more specific message. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So financial abundance, a safe home, a safe space, security, feeling comfortable. We got the Ace of Cups. So again, romantic love, more self-love, healthy connections. And one card fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. We've got the Sea King here. So for those of you who are resonating with a new romantic love, this could be a King of Cups coming into your life. Remember, that's just energy, not gender. So that could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, or it could just be someone who's really emotionally intelligent, someone who's really empathetic, kind, sensitive, artistic, creative, someone who has done their own healing, isn't going to project their nonsense onto you. Your bottom of the deck was the Chariot. So it's like, we're watching you save yourself, and we're so proud of you. And you're going to get all of this good karma from all of this healing and shadow work and dark night of the soul. I mean, all of that energy, is present here. And you are alchemizing, you are overcoming, you are making good choices for yourself. You're handling challenging situations with grace, and it's really beautiful to see. It's really beautiful to see you show up for yourself, for you to pull from your own inner strength. So you are going to have that abundance. And it's not just going to be material, it's going to be in your connections with others too, but also your connection with yourself. So you're going to be in this really beautiful space where you feel like you belong, where you feel like you're home, where you feel safe finally, and things don't feel so unstable. You're getting stability. Stability in terms of your material wealth, stability in your home life, stability with your mental state, your emotional state, stability within your connections to others, stable, lasting connections. Beautiful. Let's see what other messages we get. We have ground and center. I feel like Spirit wants to give you advice right now. Because things are chaotic, right? So there's only so much control you can exert over external forces, external circumstances. And so when you want to take your power back, when things feel uncertain around you, when things feel unstable, when things feel like, you're under attack, you can't control other people and what they do. You can't control certain influences, certain things that happen to you. Some things are outside of our control, but what you can control is how you respond. And so Spirit is saying, so that you stay calm, so that you stay feeling like you're strong enough to get through it, ground and center. Get outside into nature. Walk barefoot across the grass, be safe. Go sit by a body of water. Take some deep breaths, meditate, spend time with your pet. That can be very grounding. Animals, I think, can be really soothing in that way, right? But whatever can make you feel grounded, whatever helps you feel grounded, connected, not so in your head, do that. Exercise can be really grounding. Sun and stars. I feel like this is showing you the balance here between when it's time to take action, when things are within your control, when you need to pull on your Leo inner strength, right? The strength card is associated with Leo, right? And when you need to trust, when you need to have faith, when you need to surrender, when you need to let go, learning to balance those. And I feel like honestly you're already doing it, and I think you're doing a good job. Let's get some final messages for my group threes. But you have so much good karma coming in for you. Oh my goodness. We have thinking Thork, and we have peaceful Penelope. Yeah, through all of this chaos, through all of this upheaval, through all of this hurt or uncertainty, challenges, let your own mind be your safe space. Let your own mind be your safe space. Don't let all of these things going on externally create an internal chaotic environment for you. No matter what is going on around you, protect your peace. No matter what people are saying or doing to you, protect your peace. Protect it. Because Spirit has your back. Karma has your back. The divine is seeing all of this unfold. There are so many good things on the horizon for you. If you can continue to handle these present circumstances with grace, you will get your blessings. Okay? So my heart goes out to you. Best of luck to you. Protect your peace. Thank you all for letting me do this reading for you. I'm wishing you the very, very best. I hope to see you in my next one. Please take care.